This segment is brought to you by Dr. Johnny's Appliances.
Hi guys, it is so great to see you back in the studio, and I'm back in the kitchen, although I never really left. Well, spring has finally sprung and we're seeing the sun through the clouds, which makes me think of the beach, which makes me think of Greece, which makes me think of one of my all-time favorites, an authentic Greek salad, which is what we're gonna make today. Let's get started. Now when you're choosing your vegetables, you want to get really picky. I mean, look at these tomatoes. They're beautiful, they're red, they're firm, but have a little bit of give to them, which means they're going to be really juicy. So when you cut them, you can do slices, wedges, whatever makes you happy, but make sure you have some nice thick chunks to them. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. I'm going to do wedges, I think. You also want to be really careful. Make sure your knife is very sharp because a dull knife actually is a little more dangerous than a sharp knife. This is going to be a very rustic, really delicious salad. Just toss those right in there. Hey, the next thing I'm going to add is cucumber. And if you want to get fancy, when you cut your cucumber, you're going to, again, make the thick slices. You can cut it on an angle and it'll look a little more fancy schmancy. It gives it that kind of oblong shape. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to go through, and again, you're cutting them nice and thick, just like that tomato was. There we go. You know, you eat with your eyes first, right? So it's gotta look good. Third on the list, I'm gonna do a green pepper. Now, sometimes you see these in salads in Greece and sometimes you don't. So if you don't have one, you can leave it out. You know, if you love them, you can put extra in there. And I'm just gonna cut this into some rings. I'm only gonna do a few slices of this also. Because you get it close to the seeds and then you have to cut the sides down and it's not looking as pretty. But look at how cute. I'm gonna cut those in half. Those we're just gonna chuck around in there. And once you eat this salad, trust me, you're never gonna get one at a restaurant again because it is so, so good. All right, now some onion. This one you might wanna go a little light on depending if it's a date. I'm gonna use about that much. Half of an onion. All right. And these I'm gonna just kind of sprinkle around on top. And see those beautiful colors, the purples and the greens and the reds? They're just about finished. I love how fast this is. Our next ingredient is olives. These are Kalamata olives, which I love. They have a really, really delicious brininess to them, which is gonna add so much to the flavors of this Greek salad. I mean, there's no, hard 4 tablespoons of olives, just as many as you want. Or you can leave them out, but if we're getting really authentic and really traditional, you want the olives in there. Now the crowning ingredient for the Greek salad is the feta. And sometimes you'll see at a restaurant, oh, it's a Greek salad, you have a bunch of lettuce and some feta crumbles. No. An authentic Greek salad, first of all, has no lettuce. And second of all, instead of having little crumbles of feta, you want to get a nice big block of feta, maybe slice it into 1 or 2 thick blocks, and you're just gonna put that right on top. And once you're biting into the salad, you're breaking up the feta and getting those chunks, and it's also gonna release a little more juice, which is gonna mix and mingle at the bottom. Now with the Greek salad, you're not gonna go heavy on the dressing. Actually, you're not gonna use much dressing at all. We're gonna start with a lemon. What it does is that acid is gonna help break down the juices of the tomatoes even more, and it's gonna give a nice little zesty flavor to it. We're just gonna put a squeeze of this in there. If you squeeze it face up, then the seeds won't fall into whatever you're squeezing it over. Okay, so see, that's not too much. It's enough to make a big difference. For seasoning, I'm just gonna use some dried oregano. I've got about a teaspoon in here. I don't even think I'm gonna use all of that. And again, once you start mixing it up, it's just gonna add so much flavor to it. And then the final ingredient is the olive oil. Oh my gosh, Greek olive oil is amazing. And here's where you don't really wanna worry about saving your pennies. Good olive oil makes all the difference. It's really delicious, it's fruity, it's green, and it's gonna add so much, especially to this Greek salad. So I'm drizzling it all over the salad, but especially on that feta. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt, but you don't need too much because the feta really is pretty salty, and the olives also have that salty brininess. And that's it. A beautiful, authentic, traditional Greek salad. Not only is this salad beautiful, but it is so delicious. You wanna make sure you serve bread with this because once you get these vegetables out onto your plate, there's gonna be this incredible sauce at the bottom that people will fight over to dip their bread into, so don't forget the bread. Well guys, I know you gotta get back to your show and I'm gonna get into this salad, so we'll see you next time.